You and your spouse are both entitled to your investments, but should both of you be on the title of your investments? The wrong answer could be costly in terms of taxes. Here to spell out the option of a TOD is JIM. Jim Lineweaver, a certified financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. So welcome again to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So most couples, when they have assets and investments, they have both names on them. Mm-hmm. And that means, so when the first spouse dies, the ownership automatically transfers to the surviving spouse. I mean, isn't that just the easiest way to do it?
It can be. And on checking account, savings account, having joint tenants with rights of survivorship can make the most sense and give the easiest transfer and quick access to that money. But when it comes to your investment accounts or any asset that can appreciate in value, maybe like a stock or a brokerage account and sometimes real estate, it may make sense to use a transfer on death registration instead. It still avoids probate, but a huge difference on the tax side.
Okay, so we're talking about capital gains tax here, correct?
Yeah, and how this works is for capital gains, let's say you had a stock account, and if you sell those stocks within 12 months, that's taxed at a personal income rate. So you do have to be careful. These are things that would have to be held for greater than 12 months, because people that are right now in the 10 or 15% marginal income bracket, there's zero capital gain tax. And then when you jump up, we're in a marginal bracket society, so the higher income you make, but then what ends up happening is the more you're going to pay in capital gains. But there is no gains until you hit that 25% marginal income break. Okay. So there's some huge opportunities here.
All right. So using this transfer on death, TOD, designation on the account, that can help avoid this tax?
Yeah, it really can, because and we have some actual examples for your viewers, because what we really want to do is try to take advantage of that zero capital gain. So let's say you have a couple, they're married, and the husband passes away, and they had $100,000 in, let's say, the stock. They only paid $20,000 for it. They have an $80,000 capital gain exposure, and if they own the asset jointly, the husband dies, the wife wants to sell it, she's going to pay 15% capital gain tax, or $12,000 that she's going to lose on that investment. Now, if they would have just registered that differently or titled that account differently, and let's say they just had it in his name, and this would be the second example, let's say all the numbers are the same, paid $20,000 for the stock, it's worth $100,000 today, the husband dies, now it's transfer on death registration to the wife, and she takes ownership of it now after he passes. She sells the stock, she will pay zero capital gain tax and also no income tax, as long as she's collectively still in that 15% marginal bracket or less. So you virtually save $12,000 on the same asset.
And that's really because when they both own it and the basis is so low, she has to pay tax on that difference. But what's then, if he leaves it to her TOD?
Yeah, transfer on death. So,
step up in basis?
Exactly. So what ends up happening is, so if like you and I were married and I left you that stock, that transfer on value, there's something in the estate tax rules that say that a stock will get a full step up, or real estate does too, full step up in value at the date of death. So that $20,000 cost basis magically becomes $100,000, you sell it, no potential tax.
Wow, that's great information. You and your spouse may be joined at the hip, but maybe your investment shouldn't be. To see how investment titling could affect your taxes, give Jim a call. His number's coming up next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next, pap tests and more.